3, 2, 1. What's up, mi gente? Let's get right into this week's video. Such a weird title. Will Smith is my spirit animal? Now, why am I bringing up Will Smith for this video? Will Smith is, in my eyes, a role model, a person who I look up to, even though I obviously never met him. It all started as being a fan of The Fresh Prince. Keep in mind, I'm a 90s baby. When the show came out, I don't know if it was reruns or if I caught it. I think I might have caught it. No, maybe I didn't catch it live. By the time I was old enough where I was able to watch TV, when I got into The Fresh Prince, something about the show, like everything, the characters, Carlton, he was a fan favorite. Obviously, Will Smith. And then, R.I.P. to Uncle Phil, James Avery himself. And, growing up, it was awesome. Like, hearing the story, it had it had everything that caught my attention. Here comes this man. And the one thing that so far I've, been able to relate, or the people that I've given props to, are people who I look in my life. And if you hear the little squeaky, that's my dog who wants to make an appearance on this video, but I'm not picking him up. So, Jerry, please make a decision if you're going to sleep or you're gonna go out. One of the two. So, sorry, but going back, I'm leaving that in this. With Will Smith, it's like, Independence Day, Men in Black. Like, I was a young kid when these movies came out, because the older I have gotten, so now I'm 26, the last Will Smith movie that I saw was, I just put myself on the line. I saw Focus, which I thought was a really great movie, but the last Will Smith, I didn't see that bright. Netflix was like, we got one of the biggest movie stars. Man, I don't remember what was the last. And here's the thing. So cut away to like today's world. This man has a YouTube channel, and obviously I'm posting this on YouTube. So does it mean that Will Smith is my competition? No. The genius of having your own channel, and obviously we've seen in the last, I want to say 2 to 3 years, a lot of celebrities, A-listers, such as a Will Smith, brings his team, and from what I've known, creates a newer small team where it's like, hey, everybody is consuming content through this thing called YouTube, because it's a monster. It's there's a word for it. I'm blanking on it right now. It's a powerhouse, and because of this powerhouse, what that means is that so many people, so many eyes are on YouTube, and to me as a fan of Will Smith, let's keep in mind, I was supposed to shoot this video earlier, and throughout these 26 episodes. Shout out to episode 22, which is the episode we're shooting right now. Little fun fact, a little behind the scenes. I'm actually shooting 5 videos today, so this is the first of the 5. So let's see if you guys can see my moods change. I mean, it is, because the next video is serious and it's deep, but that's for the future video. So, but for Will Smith, earlier this year, when I first started this series, I was going to give him props, Actually, when I made the Adam Sandler, appreciation video, I was actually going to go from, Adam Sandler to Will Smith, but then, life happened and everything, was out of script. So, it's crazy that I decide to shoot this episode now, because Will Smith and his wife have been in the news recently. And the whole, the whole Facebook, if you don't know, he's married to Jada Pinkett Smith, who has this show on Facebook. It's called The Red Table Talk. And they talked about how 4 years ago they had, what became a meme and what became a hit song from the artist himself, who she had an affair with, or she was seeing, because that video didn't really make things clear. But to me, it was like me seeing my idol. I was like, I've never seen Will Smith like this, and I get it, honesty and, transparency is what people want. But when you see this man and the way that he was talking, and the fact that he said and that was like maybe 80% of what he spoke, he was just listening, and I understand, I'm older, and I've been through a relationship, and but obviously nowhere near the money that they're dealing with. So I don't know, like as a fan, as a guy who watches, it's like, okay, were these people together because they didn't want to mess up the money, or was it because of the kids? Was it a mixture of both? But the way that, like, what stood out in that interview was, when I saw it, I was like, oh, like, she must have done something horrible, because he even told her, he's like, I was done with you. And she was like, yeah, I know. He's like, no, he's like, and this is the one thing that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about, was the way that Will was like, oh, I have to get you back for this. And she was like, no, you've gotten me back. He's like, no, not like this. Like, I have to get you back. So it just shows me that in this world of Hollywood, in this world of A-listers, and this is a saying that I say a lot, you don't know what goes on behind people's closed doors. You don't. Whatever happens in these four walls of a family, you don't know what's going on, because some people share, but I even think people who like to share a lot don't even share, I don't even want to say more than 25% of what really is going on in their lives. But I think that's right, because, everybody, like 4 years ago, nobody knew that was happening. But to me, as a fan of Will Smith, I'm like, oh, it makes sense why he wasn't making movies. Because I remember watching 7 Pounds. I'm like, wow, like, he came out with that. He came out with Concussion. And I was like, he's not going for the box office movies. Like, he was there. He did it. He accomplished it. And, he was Mr. $100 million movie man before Marvel, before these comic book stories. So when I see that as a fan, I'm like, yo, this guy was making so much money in the early 2000s that no wonder he was an A-lister. Like, his work spoke for him, And when he started getting these serious roles, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. But going back to the whole YouTube thing, like, the thing that's happening right now, in the world, which was him and the whole Jada Pinkett Smith, like, that's a case in itself. But I don't want to, like, make this whole video about that, because it's, obviously it just happened, so I had to speak about it. His channel as a YouTuber, I enjoy, because as a kid, and I've always wondered about all the people that I've always looked up to, because, like, this sounds weird, but I always used to think when I was a kid, I was like, man, like, I don't know, I'm in a pool, right? I'm in a pool, and I just, like, start sitting, whatever, I'm just floating there and relaxing. And I always think, like, what are, like, celebrities doing right now? Like, right now, I wonder, what is Drake doing? But because of access and, such as apps like Instagram, that Drake was just in Barbados, he left. Like, they have everything. People record everything. Everybody has phones now. So it's that mystique of, like, what do people really do? Which I'll give my hats off. Like, Tom Cruise is still an A-lister who still makes, great movies and still does, great job acting. He's probably one of those, he's like what you would consider a dinosaur, or even like Leonardo DiCaprio, who was like grandfathered in, But there's other people who make that change, such as a Kevin Hart, like a Will Smith, these actors who are like, well, we know the kid and the youth and the views are on YouTube, so let's go on there. So when I seen it, I found a new appreciation for this man, because I was like, oh, like, it just shows you everybody is a regular person, And when he came out, before that Red Table Talk, scandal came out, Jada actually had a Father's Day special where she talked to him, and he talked for like 48 minutes, and he even talked about the struggles of, having a kid at the age of 24, and the difference between him and then the other two kids with Jada. And it's like, I look at this, I'm like, oh, this is a real man. Like, this is what I love listening to, because it's like you learn from people's experiences. And obviously the best experience is life. When you see these celebrities and these people that you put in a pedestal, and you just come to find out they're just like you and I. Like, there's nothing different. We all wake up, we all put our shoes on, we all use the bathroom, we all shower. We all do everything, the same. Now, if you're in a multi-million-dollar house and I'm in a studio apartment, obviously the life is, the life thing is different. But besides that, we're all human beings. So it's like, when I get to see such a star like this, like I even, like I said, there's a newfound respect. So to Will Smith, I just want to say thank you for inspiring me, giving me, and the one thing, when he started Instagram, he was putting these like motivational, like, stories and quotes, and it was like things that would like hit me. I was like, man, like, you listen to that, you just want to get up and do something. I'm not gonna lie. Did I or did I not watch one of those videos right before I started this? I did. And it gave me the motivation. So to Will Smith, hats off. I just want to say thank you for being a role model of mine, and thank you for, sharing so much, and thank you for the great work you've done in movies. And Will Smith is one of those other ones that, I have to put on that list of somebody who I look up to, and I still do, and I can't wait to see what next movie he has. Oh, Bad Boys 3. Bad Boys 3 was the last movie I saw about Will Smith, and I actually went to theaters before this whole stuff happened. That's how my brain works. It's just like splattered all over the place. I forgot what I was saying. I was giving big ups to him, but yes, I hope that before he finishes making movies, which, I don't think he ever will, I hope that he finds that script or finds that movie role where he will get an Oscar. Because when I've seen him act in these movies such as Focus and 7 Pound, like, The Pursuit of Happiness, these movies where he's actually, showing, he makes you buy into that character that he's playing. I can't wait to see him get himself an Oscar. So with all that being said, I will see you in the next video.